Australia's unemployment rate is more than just a number. It's a barometer for the nation's economic health, talking point in political campaigns, and a benchmark for policy success. But can we trust it? With the official figures often touted as evidence of a strong economy, a growing number of Australians are raising eyebrows. Is the unemployment rate as solid as it seems, or is there more to the story? Could these figures be masking deeper issues within the job market? In this, we will delve into the methodologies, criticisms, and realities behind Australia's unemployment rate to assess whether the figures are misleading or misunderstood. Take a moment to subscribe to our channel as we dive in. The unemployment rate is calculated by the Australian Bureau of Statistics, ABS, using the Labour Force Survey, a monthly survey of approximately 50,000 households. The rate represents the percentage of people in the labor force who are unemployed and actively seeking work. Key components of this calculation include labor force, the total number of people aged 15 and over who are either employed or unemployed. Employed, individuals who worked at least 1 hour for pay or profit during the reference week or worked unpaid in a family business. Unemployed, individuals who were not employed during the reference week but were actively looking for work and available to start work. While the formula appears straightforward, critics argue that several factors can distort the unemployment rate. 1. Definition of employment. One of the most significant criticisms revolves around the definition of employment. According to ABS, anyone who works at least 1 hour a week is classified as employed. This definition, while internationally consistent, does not reflect the quality or sufficiency of employment. Many Australians are underemployed, meaning they work fewer hours than they would like or are in jobs below their skill level. For example, a university graduate working a few hours a week in a retail job may technically be employed, but may still struggle financially and contribute less to the economy than their potential. Underemployment, which is reported separately, is often cited as a better measure of labor market health. 2. Discouraged workers. The unemployment rate fails to include discouraged workers, individuals who have stopped seeking work due to persistent lack of opportunities. These individuals are excluded from official unemployment statistics because they are no longer actively searching for jobs, a requirement for classification as unemployed. This omission results in a skewed picture of the labor market, making the unemployment rate appear lower than the actual percentage of people facing barriers to meaningful employment. Discouraged workers often abandon job searches after repeated rejections, lack of opportunities in their field, or systemic barriers such as age discrimination, skill mismatches, or geographic limitations. Their absence from unemployment calculations leads to an underestimation of economic challenges and the need for targeted policy interventions. For instance, communities with higher concentrations of discouraged workers may experience reduced consumer spending, slower economic recovery, and increased reliance on social safety nets. Yet these struggles remain obscured in official data. Including discouraged workers in broader measures like the underemployment rate provides a more comprehensive understanding of labor market dynamics. This metric accounts for those marginally attached to the workforce and individuals working part-time involuntarily, highlighting underutilized labor potential. By recognizing the limitations of the traditional unemployment rate and adopting more inclusive measures, policymakers and stakeholders can better address the barriers faced by discouraged workers and develop strategies to promote equitable economic growth. 3. Casual and gig economy jobs. The growth of casual work and the gig economy has introduced new complexities to employment statistics. Many gig workers, including rideshare drivers, freelance contractors, and delivery app couriers, are technically classified as employed. However, their employment often lacks stability, predictable income, and access to benefits such as healthcare or retirement plans. This precarious nature of gig and casual work has sparked debates about the adequacy of traditional unemployment metrics in capturing the true state of the labor market. Critics argue that the unemployment rate fails to account for workers in unstable or underpaid roles, as it primarily considers whether individuals are working, without assessing job quality or economic security. For instance, a rideshare driver working irregular hours may be counted as employed despite earning far below the minimum wage on average or facing significant income volatility. This disconnect highlights a gap in how labor statistics reflect the lived realities of many workers in the modern economy. Broader labor market indicators, such as the underemployment rate or alternative measures like the U6 unemployment rate, offer a more nuanced view. These metrics account for individuals working part-time involuntarily or those marginally attached to the workforce, encompassing the challenges faced by gig and casual workers. Recognizing these limitations in employment data is essential for policymakers to develop strategies that promote job stability, fair wages, and protections for all workers, ensuring economic policies reflect contemporary labor market dynamics. 4. Seasonal adjustments and statistical margins of error. The Australian Bureau of Statistics, ABS, uses seasonal adjustments to account for regular employment fluctuations, such as holiday hiring spikes or agricultural cycles. These adjustments aim to smooth out predictable patterns in the data, providing a clearer picture of long-term trends and underlying labor market changes. However, this process can also obscure the raw data, potentially masking short-term variations that might be significant to policymakers or analysts. Seasonal adjustments are not without limitations. They rely on historical patterns, which may not always align with current economic conditions or unexpected disruptions, such as a pandemic or natural disaster. Consequently, these adjustments might not fully reflect real-time labor market dynamics. Additionally, the unemployment rate, like any survey-based measure, has an inherent margin of error. This statistical imprecision stems from sample size limitations and respondent inaccuracies, which, when extrapolated to the national level, can amplify small discrepancies into notable inaccuracies. Critics argue that while seasonal adjustments and margins of error are necessary for practical data interpretation, they should be communicated transparently. Policymakers and the public must understand the limitations of these figures to avoid over-reliance on potentially misleading statistics. Complementary indicators such as the participation rate, underemployment rate, and qualitative data can provide a fuller understanding of the labor market. By acknowledging the nuances of these measures, stakeholders can make more informed decisions that address both immediate challenges and long-term employment trends. Political implications. Unemployment figures are frequently politicized, with governments showcasing low unemployment rates as evidence of effective economic policies. However, critics argue that this emphasis on headline unemployment often oversimplifies the complex realities of the labor market. Broader issues, such as underemployment, wage stagnation, and declining job quality, may go unaddressed despite their significant impact on workers and the economy. For instance, a government might claim credit for job creation while many of these new positions are part-time, low-paying, or lack job security. This can lead to a labor market where individuals are technically employed but struggle to make ends meet, resulting in income inequality and financial instability. The focus on headline unemployment diverts attention from these structural challenges, obscuring the need for policies aimed at improving job quality and addressing systemic issues. Underemployment, which captures workers seeking more hours or better job matches, is a key indicator of labor market health often overlooked in political discourse. Similarly, wage stagnation remains a critical issue for economic well-being, particularly when the cost of living rises faster than earnings. Ignoring these factors creates a misleading narrative of success and delays meaningful action to address labor market deficiencies. To create sustainable, equitable employment growth, governments must look beyond the headline unemployment rate. Comprehensive strategies that prioritize full-time job creation, wage growth, and long-term workforce development are essential for tackling the deeper issues affecting the modern labor market. Given the limitations of the unemployment rate, economists and policymakers analyze additional metrics to obtain a more comprehensive understanding of the labor market. These include underutilization rate. This measure combines unemployment and underemployment, capturing both individuals who are jobless and actively seeking work, as well as those working fewer hours than they desire. It provides a broader view of labor force inefficiencies and highlights the underuse of available labor. Participation rate. This metric reflects the percentage of the working-age population actively engaged in the labor force, either employed or unemployed. A declining participation rate can signal demographic shifts, such as an aging population or discouraged workers exiting the job market, which the unemployment rate alone cannot capture. Job vacancy rates. These rates indicate labor demand by measuring the number of unfilled positions relative to the total labor market. High vacancy rates may point to skills mismatches or shortages in specific industries, while low rates could signal weak economic growth or insufficient demand for labor. Wage growth. The pace of wage increases offers insights into the labor market's strength. Rising wages typically suggest tight labor markets, where demand for workers exceeds supply. Conversely, stagnant wages can indicate slack in the labor market or other structural issues, such as declining union representation or global competition. By examining these complementary metrics alongside the unemployment rate, policymakers can develop targeted strategies to address labor market challenges, promote equitable growth, and foster economic resilience. Australia's approach to measuring unemployment is consistent with international standards set by the International Labour Organization, which facilitates comparisons with other countries. This alignment ensures that Australia's unemployment data is comparable on a global scale, providing valuable insights into trends and performance relative to other nations. Globally, some countries have adopted broader measures to capture a fuller range of labor market conditions. For instance, the United States utilizes the U6 rate, which includes not only the unemployed, but also those who are underemployed, working part-time but desiring full-time work, and marginally attached workers, those who are not actively seeking employment but are available for work. This broader measure provides a more nuanced understanding of labor market challenges, particularly regarding the hidden workforce. Individuals who may not be counted in traditional unemployment statistics but still face significant barriers to meaningful employment. Some economists argue that Australia could benefit from adopting similar measures, such as an expanded underutilization rate that includes underemployment and marginally attached workers. These additional metrics would provide a more comprehensive view of the labor market, highlighting challenges like income volatility, job insecurity, and skill mismatches. By considering a wider range of labor market indicators, policymakers would have more precise data to inform decisions and develop strategies that address both short-term fluctuations and long-term employment issues, ultimately promoting a more inclusive and resilient economy. While it is inaccurate to say that the unemployment rate is fake, it is fair to argue that it is an incomplete measure. The figure is calculated using a consistent and transparent methodology, but it has inherent limitations that can lead to misinterpretations. Critics who label the unemployment rate as misleading often highlight the gap between the headline figure and the lived experiences of many Australians. For instance, someone working a few hours a week but struggling to make ends meet may not feel the benefits of a low unemployment rate. Similarly, entire regions or demographics may experience higher unemployment or underemployment rates than the national average, masking disparities within the labor market. To improve the representation of labor market conditions, policymakers and statisticians could implement the following measures: expand public awareness. Increase efforts to educate the public about the limitations of the unemployment rate, clarifying what it measures and omits. Highlight the importance of supplementary indicators such as underemployment and participation rates to provide a fuller picture of labor market health. This could involve campaigns, public reports, and accessible infographics to improve understanding among citizens and stakeholders. Enhance data transparency. Publish more detailed and granular employment data by region, industry, and demographic group. This approach can help uncover disparities and specific challenges faced by different communities, such as youth unemployment or regional economic stagnation, ensuring targeted solutions. Adopt additional metrics. Complement the headline unemployment figure with alternative measures that capture broader labor market dynamics. For example, a comprehensive labor underutilization rate could combine unemployment, underemployment, and discouraged workers to present a more accurate depiction of labor force challenges. Focus on job quality. Shift policy priorities toward creating secure, well-paying, and sustainable jobs, rather than merely increasing the quantity of jobs. Metrics assessing job quality, such as wage growth, benefits availability, and employment stability, should inform policy debates to ensure long-term economic security for workers. To gain a more accurate understanding of employment conditions, the unemployment rate should be interpreted alongside other key indicators. Metrics, such as the underutilization rate, which accounts for both unemployment and underemployment, can shed light on the extent to which the labor force is fully utilized. Similarly, the participation rate provides insights into how many working-age individuals are actively engaged in the labor market, highlighting trends such as discouraged workers exiting the workforce. Wage growth and job vacancy rates further enrich this analysis, revealing labor demand and the quality of available employment opportunities. By acknowledging the limitations of the unemployment rate And adopting a more nuanced approach to labor market analysis, policymakers, economists, and the public can work together to address systemic challenges. A comprehensive understanding of employment trends is essential for creating policies that promote equitable, sustainable growth and benefit all Australians, not just those reflected in headline statistics. Holistic labor market analysis fosters better decision-making and ensures that economic policies address the diverse needs of the workforce. If you found this video informative, make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a comment with your thoughts. We'd love to hear your perspective on how we can improve our understanding of the labor market. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more insights.